Welcome to iHollywood TV. I'm Noah Wilson. Well, today's guest is a Canadian actress that can be seen in the Paramount Plus movie Star Trek Section 31 releasing in the new year. Please welcome my friend Humberly González to iHollywood TV today. Hello, Humberly. It's great to see you again.
Hello. Hi, thanks for having me back.
Oh my goodness. By the way, how have you been?
I've been pretty great. I got my health. I'm working.
Oh,
I'm actually currently in North Carolina, so it's really sunny. It's nice out. Yeah.
yes, North Carolina. I was telling you when we were like connecting to try to get this all situated here. I have family that lives in North Carolina. How beautiful is North Carolina? I mean, it's the best, right?
Stunning. I'm actually staying for a month because I'm
Wow.
gonna the holidays here. I was filming here for the last like 3 months, but I wanted to have my family here and have them experience this like small town Christmas. It literally feels like I'm inside of like a Christmas movie. It's so cute.
Hallmark Christmas movie every day, right? Throughout the month of
Yeah.
December. I love
Yeah.
that. Wow. So one of your most recent things that you have done in the industry is being part of the new video game, which we'll talk about here momentarily, Star Wars Outlaws, and also Paramount Plus's Star Trek Section 31. But before we talk all about that, we met a few years back during a project that you were doing with Lifetime for one of their, I think it was, I can't think of was the Christmas movie Maps of Mistletoe or Maps and Mistletoe?
Yes, maps and mistletoe.
Maps
Yeah.
and oh my god, it was so good. But anyway, talk to me about what intrigued you to fall into this business and want to entertain people for a living because you have been entertaining crowds since your days in high school, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I honestly feel like I was born to do this, and my parents can account for it. They told me since I was like only a couple years old, I was always singing and dancing. And I think storytelling became such a huge part of my life. It's something that I admire in other people, and I always love attending or witnessing and being a part of.
Yeah.
To know that I could also impart that in other people, just it changed my life. I think when I immigrated to Canada, it all kind of became really real that I could pursue this as a career. And I never looked back. Honestly, I was like, I'm putting my eggs in one basket. And, thank God. Like it's been an incredible journey so far.
And living in Canada, I'm like, I
Yeah.
have never been to Canada. Can you believe that? Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
gosh, come visit. Are you kidding me?
What?
Canada's stunning, to be honest. People think it's just like cold all the time, and it really isn't. Also,
It's
the winter
beautiful,
are
right?
wonderful. But,
What's
I've
the
lived
best part
like,
in Canada? Like, I mean, Toronto, is it Banff? I mean, where is the best
oh my gosh.
part to go in Canada?
And they're so different because
Yeah.
I've lived in both those extremities. I live in
Mhm.
Toronto, which is like near New York, I guess, comparatively. And then there's
Yeah.
Alberta, which is like the LA side. You got East and West, and it's a giant country.
Huh.
But in Alberta, you have Banff and you have Jasper, you have the Rocky Mountains, you have
Oh.
BC, British Columbia, which it's stunning. You also have mountains and ocean, and it's incredible wilderness. And then you go to the other side and you have
Yeah.
islands. You have Newfoundland and PEI, you have Halifax and Toronto, and then Montreal, which is very European. Like the country can
PEI is
offer
a
a
great
bit of
place to go
everything.
vacation. PEI
Yeah,
is
Prince
the
Edward
best place.
Island.
Yes.
Yeah, it's stunning.
Oh my god. I
Yeah.
love the men in the red suits, right? The little Canadian men that have the
Oh, we
hats.
have the royal, like, yeah, the mounted police.
The mounted police, that's the correct word. I don't know why I couldn't say
Yes,
that. I always say the men in the red suits, and then people are like, well, they have a name to
I
that,
know.
the mounted police. I wish we had police like that over here, Well, we don't have that, we just have
Yeah.
police in blue suits or whatever you want to call it.
It's a
I
little
wish they would
different.
jazz it up a little bit. We're a little red, hence
I
to
know
my
they're always
favorite
like, I guess,
color.
in holiday spirit.
Yeah, right. One thing that I found so interesting is you said that you loved to sing and dance because in Venezuelan culture, there's a lot of expression of self within singing and dancing. So, Umberly, could you ever see yourself turning to music as far as wanting to go down that path and put out a few tracks for your lovely fans?
Yes. Actually, yes. I think music has come back into my life in such a big way. I'm surrounded by people who create music and make music.
Yeah.
Uh, and it's something that continues to pop up, and I can't ignore it. So one of my goals, and I said it to like my friends and my team, I was like, I really want to make music. So maybe in 2025, I'm going
That should be
to
your
go
goal,
for it. And
right?
maybe at least make one song or create just create and put it out there, because I think singing was my first love. It's always been my passion. I love musicals. I think that's how I fell in love with acting. And I thought I would just do like theater or musical theater. And obviously I went into TV and film, but
Yeah.
in the time of Wicked and all the musicals that are being
Oh
put
my
on,
God, right? Have you
why
seen
not,
that movie?
Yeah. Oh, yes, I saw it. It was so good. It was so good.
Really? Oh
I
my God.
loved it.
I keep hearing mixed emotions about it, but maybe people are
I
just
think you
jealous
still
because
have
they
to
did
see
such
it.
a good job,
At
you
the end of
know?
the day, it's such a giant film production. All the sets were built. They sang live. When you look at the costumes, the music, the people involved,
Wow.
it's still going to be talked about no matter what.
That's
Good,
hard to
bad,
sing
all
live,
production
right?
conflicts, but I thought it was a phenomenal film. I brought a box of tissues with me. It was great.
Well, we got to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, Humberly is going to share how she's able to manage work life and personal life. We got more conversation with Humberly when we return. Come on back. We are back with Humberly. So, some now can manage work life and personal life very well, but, how do you find a balance between work and life?
Wait, do you have the answer? Because I'd love to know.
Oh, I actually don't have the answer to that.
You
I
know
feel like
what?
I work all the time. I mean,
Not.
this industry is like day and night, and people think that we are joking when we say that. But really, I mean, the hours fluctuate. You're working sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes, early in the morning. Sometimes you have a month or two off, right? But
Yeah.
it's
I
like,
think
it's crazy,
it
right?
changes. I think to be an artist and to be a working artist too, you have to be okay with the unknown, the not knowing, the nomadic life, but it's also exciting. Like I think the way that I grew up and moving everywhere and kind of being in different places, it did train me to do this.
Mm.
I mean, I look at this year alone, I think I've been on more planes than ever in my life. I got to travel so much. I got to go, to LA and San Diego for Comic-Con. I got to go to Germany for Gamescom. I was in New York a handful of times. I went to Costa Rica. That one was like I was like, I need to go somewhere warm and be by the
Ah.
trees. But the balance, honestly, I have an incredible community, like a core group of friends who, no matter where I'm at, I can always pick up the phone, text them, they check
Oh,
in on
that's
me.
nice.
And that's really, really important. I don't have any of my family in Canada. So that's always been a struggle. There's this relationship with solitude that I've developed, and I've learned to cherish it more now than ever, that it's also important to have solitude. And it's okay
Yeah.
the moments that, I've been in North Carolina since September, new plays, new cast, in a new home, thank God I brought my dog. Like my
Oh,
dog,
I know, right? You would be so lonely without the dog.
it would be really hard because
Yeah.
there's moments that you're like, oof, I'm really craving like something that feels like home. And I don't know what really feels like home. I read this quote online that said, home is where you're at your best, where
Yeah.
you feel at your best. And I'm glad to say that I've had a lot of homes in this
Yeah.
career. I feel like I try to make it homey wherever I go. And that's just kind of the life. And, people come visit. My parents get here tomorrow. I
I
haven't
know your
had
parent.
a
I
Christmas with my
love
parents
that.
in years. I haven't hugged
Oh.
my dad in like 3 years.
Oh,
It's hard. It's hard. And to be in a place where I can fly them out is exactly like what I've
that's
prayed
so
for and what I've
lovely.
wanted. They've
That's
never been to
it.
North
All goes
Carolina.
back
Yeah.
to you as what I said, you being this great human that you are, and I love that you get to bring some sort of normalcy
Yeah.
to sometimes I will say this chaos of what we're in, even though it's a fun chaos. We love to play in
It's
the
like an
playpen.
organized chaos because I'm like, I know this is all going to happen, but
Yeah.
living in it is completely different.
And some
Yeah.
people might say, well, oh my God, well, why would you want to be in that? Well, because we love what we do and we
Love
like to
what we
entertain people. And that's why I love doing this because I love to entertain and I love to talk and I won't shut up. And so
do.
why not talk to people for a living, right? So anyway,
Right.
but
Truly, I find what you love, and it's like you won't work a day in your life. I'm like, you
yeah.
will work, but you're not
It'll be
gonna
fun work.
think
You won't,
about it.
and the
It's
hours will
fun.
pass by, right? Instead of like going
Yeah.
to a grocery store and working and stocking shelves. I mean, people have to do that job, but just not for me. I would be like crying and wiping my tears with my little uh yeah, I'll be wiping it with my
Yeah.
scarf. Yeah. And we'll be right back with more conversation with Humberly. Don't go anywhere. Come on back. Now let's dive right into you being part of this new video game that is out titled Star Wars Outlaws. There seemed to be a lot involved to make the game come to life for gamers out there. So talk to me about the process and what were you having to actually wear as, from the Instagram photo that we're taking a look right now, you were in this like black outfit with so much attached to you, so many moving parts. What?
Yeah, it's a whole other world. And I always wanted to do video games. It was the first thing I knew I wanted to do out of theater school. Theater, yes, but I got to do a collaboration with Ubisoft while I was in theater school, and they allowed us to wear the suits and do kind of like mock scenes from video games. And I
Wow.
thought, this is the coolest thing. Number one reason I love it is because it's so imaginative. You have to create the world in your mind's eye. You
Mm-hmm.
don't rely on sets or costumes or hair and makeup, which is a very fun part of film and TV and theater. But in video games, you really go back to like the building blocks of what it means to be in the midst of child's play. When you were
Yeah.
little and you used to construct, I used to play Barbies a lot. Like
Oh,
I
my
used to
sister
spend
loved
hours
Barbie.
building the world and making up stories, and then, you dismantle it. And that's
Yeah.
what video games feel like. There's nothing and you have tools available to you, but you have to build it all in your. And then we're wearing these like really tight suits, like onesies that have kind of like Velcro all over them. You have the markers, so infrared cameras, hundreds of them around you. That is used to record your skeleton, essentially. And then you have the camera, it records all your facial features. And animators take that information and then they create the character based on how you move, which is so cool.
Oh my
Um, but you work
goodness.
within a volume, and all of that is actually measured to like the very inches. Like everything has to be perfect because they
Yeah.
input that into the game. So you are kind of within the walls of the game, but you're not seeing any of it. Like I did not see any of it until the game came out.
Oh,
They can
wow.
get
Yeah,
into the
because I'm
story,
sure
they
you're like,
guide you through it.
now what am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
You're
when
like,
you
you're looking at
actually,
a planet, it's sandy, it's sunny, it's hot, and then you're being shot at, and then you have to run and hide in this thing, and you just have to do it all and be immersed in it. But like, none of that is really happening in front of you.
and then when you see it after it's all completed, you're like, wow, I did that. Like, that's pretty impressive. Right now, like, where can you actually get this game at? Is it like available everywhere at all retail stores?
Yes, it's available. You can do it online or you can go to any game store and buy it.
Wow.
Uh, but yeah, it's for like Xbox, PS5. It's on Steam now as well, PC. So
Oh,
I'm
oh,
very excited.
cool.
Once I'm done here, I'm going back to Toronto to play the game. I'm building like myself a game room and I'm gonna just literally hibernate and play Star Wars Outlaws.
Now let's discuss Star Trek Section
Yeah.
31. You shared back in October it will become available on Paramount Plus on January 24th, which will be here before you know it because this year has really just went by so quick. But you really went under a transformation for
I
this
know.
character. Tell us about the character and what we can expect from you in this movie as you had to put on a ball cap and all that good stuff. Oh my goodness.
I did, and it took like 5 hours every time I had to come to
To do
set
the makeup and
before we started filming because
wow.
I mean, I'm sorry, I have a haircut right now, and they did give me a haircut, but I have a lot of hair. Like all of
Yeah.
this was hidden under a bald cap. We had
Ah,
so many camera
wow.
tests to see what would work best, if it was prosthetics or a ball cap or whatever. It was an intense process, but honestly, as you see it now, it looked amazing. Like I was shocked.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "Where'd your hair go?" I'm like,
I
yeah, we have an
shaved it
incredible hair
off.
team,
That's right.
incredible prosthetics team. Um, what we know so far from what we've shown is her character name is Mel, and she is a Deltan alien, which we haven't seen
Okay.
Deltans a lot, but she was first introduced in the original motion picture for Star Trek back in the 70s. And she was
Wow.
played by Miss India, Persis, and she actually shaved her head for the role. I
Wow.
did not want to shave my head. I don't know
No,
what
don't
to
do it.
do.
Let her
But it
do
was
it, but you
incredible. I've
don't do it.
always
You
wanted
have
to
a
do something.
beautiful set of hair.
Thank you. Yeah,
Mhm.
thanks, mom.
By the way, Star Trek is such a big franchise. I mean, did you feel
Yeah.
any sort of pressure taking on this role? And, how will Mel be introduced to the fans? Can you kind of, maybe tease us a little bit about that?
Well, I can't tease too
Yeah.
much because there may or may not be something coming out very soon that you'll learn more. So
Oh,
we'll wait on
okay.
that.
Okay.
But I always wanted to be in Star Trek because they shoot all of it in Toronto. And Pinewood Studios, which is like the main studio that does it, they shoot so much Star Trek there that they actually named one of the stages the Star Trek stage.
Ah.
And I've filmed in Pinewood Studios a lot, we did Slumberland there, we did Jupiter's Legacy there. We've done a lot of different projects in there, but I never did Star Trek. I always saw everybody walking around and all the people in their costumes and the sets. I mean, I'm just amazed at, they spend months building
So
these sets.
much detail goes into those sets.
Incredible. That to me was
Yeah.
like, I can't believe that this is my job and I get to be here walking these halls of these incredible sets. I was very excited and,
Yeah.
to be working with Michelle Yeoh to share a space and
She's
breathe this
like
air.
a
And
legend, right?
Michelle, she's an incredible human, so kind, so generous. And, she said something when we first started working that she was like, thank you for saying yes. It isn't just us. She was like,
Oh.
she's been attached to this and wanting to make this project for so long since Discovery. So the fact that it's so important to her and she chose us and we said yes to her too. It's like we just became family instantly and it was really, really special.
Well, thank you once again for joining me. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season to you and your family, and sending you big hugs over there on the computer screen.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you. Feliz Navidad.
And we will be right back after this. Come on back. Welcome back to Hollywood TV. Well, a 2023 report by the Entertainment Software Association indicated that video games top the list of most asked for gifts, with a staggering 72% of kids most likely to ask their parents for video game related items. This year should be no different, but it may not just be the kids making the ask. Influential generational and tech expert Scott Steinberg is known for forecasting the next big thing, and he's joining us live from Atlanta, Georgia this morning with more. Hey, Scott, good morning.
Hey, Noah, how's it going?
It is going great. It's very nice to have you on iHollywood TV. Now, Scott, we are used to kids asking for video games, but have the trends actually shifted this year?
Oh, absolutely, 1000%. So, of course, kids still love video games, but it's also adults playing as well. In fact, the latest numbers might surprise you. 191 million people playing, according to the Entertainment Software Association. And by the way, the average age of game players is now about 36 years old. So it's not just the kiddos, but also the parents who are playing as well. So as you can see, video games, really nice gift option for the whole family.
So with all that being said, Scott, what are the gaming gift trends for this holiday season?
Well, the single biggest one that we're seeing is that games are becoming much more epic and cinematic. You can see that reflected in titles like Star Wars Outlaws, which is my pick of the season. And the games are also offering a lot of different play styles in one. So like in this one, you've got everything from racing to adventure. But on top of it, another big trend that we're seeing is that games are always evolving and growing over time. So for example, like Star Wars Outlaws, they're adding new quests and storylines over time. So games really are a gift that keeps on giving.
And who does not love Star Wars? Come on now, they have such a beloved franchise. And speaking of the franchise, it has such a strong and passionate following. So, what can they expect from this new game?
Quite a lot, as it turns out. So, like I was saying, this is the first open world action adventure game that's set in the popular movie franchise. And by the way, brand new storyline, if you'd believe, set between the events of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. You play as an outlaw named Kay Vess, and you're trying to outwit the galaxy's crime syndicates with the help of your adorable alien companion, Nyx. And you're going to explore 5 huge locales. We're talking familiar locations, brand new locations alike. And you're going to do everything from sneak around bustling cities and cantinas to ride speeder bikes across huge alien landscapes, or even if you wanted to take K-Ship the Trailblazer and rocket off into space. And they always are evolving and growing these games, like with a new story pack, the wildcard story pack that is, and you can cross paths with legends like Lando Calrissian as well.
Oh, wow. Now, Scott, is this going to be for kids too, or should it be more of an adult-only experience?
Super approachable game. It's rated T for teen, so ages 13 and up. And what's nice is no matter your experience with games or your interest, if you're a beginner, you can dive right in and start playing. It's pretty easy to get in and tackle. Of course, if you're a lifelong gamer like me and you want to unlock every storyline or quest in the galaxy, well, guess what? You can do that too. It's the type of game that's going to keep you busy for weeks on end.
Well, this is all so exciting. Thank you so much, Scott, for coming on iHollywood TV. Tell us, where can the viewers, listeners go to find the game and get more information?
Yeah, absolutely. It's at all major retailers for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, and Windows PC. If you want to find out more, www.starwarsoutlaws.com. That is the place to be.
That is the place to be. Thank you, Scott, for coming on the show today. I appreciate your time, and have a nice holiday season.
Absolutely. You too. Thanks again.
And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Well, I hope all of you enjoyed today's guest. What was your favorite part from today's interview? Let me know by connecting with me on Instagram and X, Noah Wilson Live. Go give me a follow and let me know. We'll make it a great day, and I'll see you back here next time on iHollywood TV. Bye-bye.